So, I'm pretty tired of dying in a game, which, whenever I play, I tend to be the guy that actually dies more often than not. Out of all the players at my table, it's always me. So, is there a way to circumvent this? The answer is yes, and I'm going to tell you about it.
Dun 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 dun. B-sides.
All right, welcome to Pathfinder B-Sides. I am your host, Professor Phoenix, and today we're going to be going over the Reanimated Medium, which is a medium archetype that is pretty swank, if I can say so myself. So, as always, let's jump into the flavor text. Sometimes a departed soul destined for legend gains a second chance at life by possessing his own revived body. And we're off to a good start. It's pretty straightforward. You died, and you're coming back as one of your possible future selves. So let's start with it. The first ability you get is called Channel Self, which is a supernatural ability. A reanimated medium is essentially a bodiless spirit using influence to possess his own spiritless body. The reanimated medium refers to this spirit. Unlike a normal medium, a reanimated medium becomes more powerful the more influence it has over its body. Each day, a reanimated medium can perform a seance at a location as normal to focus on one of his potential future legends. He channels that legendary potential as strongly as possible into his body. The spirit gains 3 points of influence over his body to a maximum of 6 points. Since he is his own possessing spirit, he doesn't lose control at 5 or more points of influence, though he still suffers the legend's influence penalty as normal at 3 or more points of influence. All effects and abilities that normally increase or decrease influence, such as Spirit Surge and Spirit Powers, have the opposite effect on a reanimated medium. For instance, Propitiation increases influence by 1 point, and Spirit Surge reduces influence by 1 point. This does not apply to the new abilities from the Reanimated Medium archetype. A Reanimated Medium can't choose to channel a weaker spirit to avoid losing influence from using Spirit Surge. The body of a Reanimated Medium who reaches 0 points of influence enters a death-like coma and is helpless for 24 hours, after which the reanimated medium reverts to 1 point of influence if the body is still alive but can't perform a seance for another 24 hours. A character who selects the reanimated medium archetype after first level can only do so after dying. At the GM's discretion, a dead character of another class with an intact body who has earned enough EXP to level up can take a level in medium and gain the reanimated medium archetype, and a dead medium might be able to gain this archetype. In any case, being revived from gaining the reanimated medium archetype does not impart any negative levels or other ill effects. This ability alters spirit. Now, I know that's a lot to take in, but the main point is, instead of channeling another spirit, like maybe a legendary wizard, an archmage or a champion or even a trickster, you're channeling yourself from all the possibilities of who you could have been had you not died the first time. It sounds really weird, full of flavor. It's kind of like I'm gonna go with a banana and peanut butter sandwich. It's just a little left field. Everyone that you tell about it's gonna be like, ew, but it tastes good. I mean, at least for me. So, anyways, the next ability is Nothing is Taboo, which is an extraordinary ability. A reanimated medium does not gain the taboo class feature. Oh, cool. So that was pretty straightforward. You don't get it. You don't have any taboos. So, like, if you're channeling the Archmage, you're allowed to hit stuff with your fist because it's you doing it. You're not channeling someone else. You're channeling yourself. So, makes sense. Right on. The next one is Ease Passage, which is a supernatural ability. At third level, as long as a reanimated medium's body is intact, it's easy for him to return to it. He only gains 1 negative level instead of 2 from Raised Dead. This ability replaces haunt channeler. So that's good. You're not channeling other spirits. Again, you're channeling yourself. So it's nice that they replaced haunt channeler with something, to help bring down the you died and you came back, and let's just stay positive in it. I mean, let's keep that positive energy flowing. Next up, we've got Lingering Spirit, which is another supernatural ability. At 5th level, a reanimated medium spirit lingers for up to 1 round after death before departing if the medium spends 1 point of influence. If the reanimated medium died of hit point damage, healing works on his body during the intervening round and can bring him back to life. Once the spirit departs, the Breath of Life spell continues to work for 1 additional round, even though the reanimated medium has been dead for more than 1 round. This ability replaces Location Channel. Okay, so Location Channel is where you get a bonus from whenever you would be like channeling yourself or whatever. So like if you channel in a library, your Archmage would get an extra +1 to DCs and stuff. Instead, this is you get to come back an extra round later after you die, so you don't have to take that negative level. You could just come back. I mean, keep that cleric on standby, right, guys? Next up, we've got Spirit Warding, which is another supernatural ability. At 7th level, the reanimated medium can ward himself from other spirits and the Grave's Call. He gains a +4 bonus on saving throws against possession, death effects, and negative energy. This stacks with the bonus to resist possession that mediums gain from having high influence. At 18th level, he becomes immune to possession, death effects, and negative energy. This ability replaces Connection Channel and Spacious Soul. So now you're getting a +4 on saves against death, possession, and negative energy. I mean, now you don't really have much to worry about at this point. You're getting extra bonuses to saves. You don't really have your Connection Channel and Spacious Soul anymore. So you'll be all right. It's an upgrade, I promise. The last ability that the reanimated medium gets is called Living Legend, which is yet again another supernatural ability. At 20th level, the reanimated medium reaches the legendary potential from which he borrowed so long ago and becomes a living embodiment of his legend. Any ally in the reanimated medium's presence can perform a seance to channel the reanimated medium. The seance takes 1 hour and is subject to other rules for a medium seance. Each ally can do this only once per day. At the end of the seance, the reanimated medium can choose to reduce his influence by 1 point. If the reanimated medium does so, some of his spirit seeps into that ally, which can then spend that 1 point of influence to use any of the reanimated medium's abilities that decrease influence. This ability replaces Astral Beacon. So, now your friends can use your spirit to help them achieve objectives. So like maybe you lay your body down and send your spirit into one of them and they're able to cast a spell or something. Like maybe they're a fighter, but suddenly they channel your Archmage self and they're able to cast silence on an enemy caster, or maybe they're able to cast, I don't know, something like Hold Person, yeah, against that rogue that has a really bad fortitude save. I'm just saying there's a couple different ways you could do this. But probably the best part about this class is I don't know about you, but for me this reminds me of the Nameless One from Planescape. I mean, by all means, start your game off in the center of of a mortuary being carved up and you have no memory of your past selves. Sure, going ahead and play that character with amnesia, it's cool. You'll die and you'll retain your memories anyways. But in this case, I'm not sure how you would play it out, but every time you die, you would just come back. You expect to come back. That's part of being a reanimated medium. You die, you come back, and you keep going. I mean, I can't think of anything else the Nameless One would be if he was playing Pathfinder, but boom, here it is. Uh, yeah, I can't really think of any other really awesome ones except for, I don't know, just like maybe Earthworm Jim or like any of those different Like games that you've played where you die and you come back and you're living your next life and you keep going, like that could be it. Like maybe you could talk with your GM where every time you get like 10 crits or something, you get one of your negative levels restored back to being normal. Like you got a one up, something like that. Either way, I think it sounds like a really interesting archetype. It's not something I would play because I've played this character. But that's me. But I can definitely see where some people would want to play it, where they die a lot in a game and they just want to keep on coming back and they're tired of making new characters. Because, I mean, it's like your 13th session, and for some reason, the GM only crits when he hits you. Like, explain that one to me. Like, you got a revolver that does times 4 damage, and for some reason he rolls a 6 on the damage, so he does 24 damage. And then also for some reason it's doing sonic damage, and he has speed on it, and just so many other things. I'm I'm just saying I could see where someone would want to do this. It's cool. All right. So, anyways, thank you for listening to the video. I would like to thank all of my patrons out there. It's really awesome. If you're not a patron and you feel like trying to help us out in our efforts to bring you better material, go ahead and hit us up on our Patreon. It's good times. Also, there's a Facebook page if you want to get in touch with us and say, hey man, why aren't you doing this? Or I have an idea for an archetype. Or how about you explain to me the words of power rule set? Like, that's cool. Yeah. Also, we have a Discord where I'm on it all day long, and I love talking smack and seeing your art and going, hey, that's a really good idea, and that's a swank build, and tell me a little bit more about your character, and let's name them. Let's get it going. Also, I'm on Twitter. I'm doing a really good job of only annoying the people that don't like me. So, yeah, head tilt, shoulder shrug. I'm just saying. And finally, thank you very much for listening to me ramble on. This is really awesome and I really enjoy it. If you could do me a favor, go ahead and hit that subscribe so that way you know when I come out with something new. Hit the bell so you specifically know when my next video is coming out. Go ahead and hit the like button if you learned something new or if you thought it was a cool video. It just lets me know you're paying attention, honestly. Like, let me know you're watching. If you have a better idea for what the reanimated medium could have been with examples, I mean, go ahead, hit me up in the comments. Let's talk about it. I love getting told I'm wrong on something. It lets me learn from it. Yeah, thanks guys. Take it easy and keep gaming.
I don't have a catch line or a catchphrase to play me out of the video, so I'm just gonna sing and sing until you guys just click off. Don't forget the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm just gonna thank you for watching the video.